Welcome back to NT Coins World, your favorite channel where pocket change turns into passion and small coins reveal big stories. Whether you're an experienced collector, just getting into numismatics, or someone who loves the thrill of discovering rare coins and everyday change, you're going to love today's video. We're diving deep into the fascinating Lincoln cents that often fly under the radar, but have powerful value when it comes to history, design, condition, and especially errors. That's right. We're talking about the 196 for D Lincoln cent and the 1989 Lincoln cent, both in fine condition. So sit tight, because what may seem like an ordinary 1-cent coin could actually be a valuable piece of American history. Let's begin with the first coin, the 1964 D Lincoln cent coin in fine condition, a copper classic. Minted during one of the most pivotal years in U.S. history, the year 1964 was a time of major cultural, political, and economic shifts in the United States. Following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in late 1963, 1964 became a year of mourning, change, and renewed national focus. In this context, coinage took on a deeper symbolic role. The 196 for D Lincoln cent was part of this evolving American narrative, and it continued the iconic legacy that began in 1909 with Victor David Brenner's classic design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. The obverse of the 196 for D Lincoln cent features the right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, the nation's 16th president. This portrait is deeply respected not only for its artistry, but also for its representation of unity and freedom. The inscriptions are as traditional as they are timeless. "In God We Trust" appears at the top rim of the coin. Liberty is to the left of Lincoln, and the date 1964 is stamped clearly to the right, accompanied by the D Mint mark beneath it, signifying its origin from the Denver Mint. In fine condition, this coin still shows moderate detail in Lincoln's hair and coat, with light wear but a visible design that remains attractive for its age. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo and first introduced in 1959, though we often overlook it. This design holds rich detail, including the tiny figure of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, visible even in lower grades under close examination. United States of America crowns the top. E pluribus unum appears just above the memorial, and 1 cent is boldly centered at the bottom, in fine condition. The major structural lines of the memorial remain intact, and most inscriptions are clearly legible. The 196 for D Lincoln cent is notable for its exceptionally high mintage. The Denver Mint struck over 3.8 billion of these coins, one of the highest mintages in the history of the Lincoln cent series. This massive production run was partly due to a nationwide coin shortage in the early 1960s, prompting the U.S. Mint to increase output to unprecedented levels. While this means the coin is not scarce by any means, its large numbers don't necessarily diminish its appeal to collectors, especially when certain varieties and errors are involved. In terms of market value, a standard circulated 196 for D Lincoln cent in fine condition may typically be worth around 5 cents to 10 cents. However, values increase significantly for coins in higher uncirculated grades MS60 or higher, especially those with full red road coloration and MS65 road condition. This coin can command between $7 to $20 depending on eye appeal and luster. Toning also plays a role. Attractive natural toning in hues of blue, gold, or violet can elevate a coin's value even in fine or extra fine condition. Now let's talk about what really excites collectors' errors and varieties. The 196 for D Lincoln cent is known to have multiple error types that are worth hunting for. One such variety is the ray punch mint mark RPM. During this era, mint marks were hand-punched into the dies, which sometimes resulted in overlapping or doubled mint marks. A visible 196 for DRPM in fine condition can be worth anywhere from $15 to $40, with higher values for more dramatic examples. Die cracks and cut breaks are also known for this year. These occur when part of the die fails, leading to raised metal lines or blobs on the coin. Collectors love these anomalies because they add uniqueness to otherwise common coins. Values for such errors can range from $10 to $50, depending on size and visibility. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike, where the coin is misaligned during minting. A well-struck 196 for D Lincoln cent that's 10 to 30% off-center and still shows a full date can command $25 to $100 or more depending on grade. Clipped plankets are another popular error. These coins have a curved or straight cut where part of the coin is missing due to an issue during the blank cutting process. These errors can increase the value of a 196 for D Lincoln cent to $50 or more if well preserved and authenticated. Collectors often include this coin in full Lincoln cent date, mint mark sets, or pre-1982 copper penny collections. Because the 196 for D is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, it weighs 3.11 grams and has an intrinsic metal value that sometimes exceeds 1 cent. Depending on copper market fluctuations, bulk collectors hoard coins like these for their metal content, while variety specialists target RP, mis, and min errors. Overall, the 196 for D Lincoln cent is an affordable, accessible, and exciting piece of American coinage. It carries the history of a transformative year, features a beloved presidential figure, and offers era potential that makes it a thrill to search through rolls for. It's an ideal entry point for new collectors and a staple for those building deeper historical sets. Now that we've explored the copper treasure that is the 196 for D Lincoln cent, let's shift gears and focus on a more modern, yet equally intriguing coin, the 1989 Lincoln cent in fine condition. The 1989 Lincoln cent represents a different era in American coinage. By this point, the United States had fully transitioned from copper to copper-plated zinc coins. In fact, the 1989 cent is composed of 97.5% zinc and only to 0.5% copper plating, weighing in at to 0.5 grams, nearly a full gram lighter than its copper predecessors. This change in composition, which began in mid-1982, not only altered the coin's weight but also its behavior in circulation, making the newer coins more prone to corrosion and plating bubbles. The obverse remains faithful to Victor D. Brenner's original design from 1909. It features Abraham Lincoln's bust facing right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top rim, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1989 on the right side. Unlike the 196 for D, this coin does not carry a mint mark when struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced the majority of 1989 cents in fine condition. The coin exhibits visible wear on Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and coat, but maintains legible inscriptions and a solid overall strike. The reverse is still the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, while the memorial design remained consistent. Coins struck on the new zinc plankets often show bubbling, pitting, and plating issues. Even in fine condition, you may see slight imperfections or discoloration as a result of the thin copper layer wearing off. The inscriptions "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent are clearly displayed, though the coin's composition changed. The symbolic value remained strong. In terms of mintage, the 1989 Lincoln cent was produced in overwhelming numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 7.6 billion of these coins, while the Denver Mint produced another 5.34 billion with the D mint mark, totaling over 12.6 billion coins. This makes the 1989 cent one of the most heavily produced pennies in U.S. history. Despite the high mintage, there are many aspects of this coin that catch collectors' attention. In fine condition, the 1989 Lincoln cent typically has a nominal value of 1 cent, though clean, sharply struck examples can fetch $0, 5 to 10 cents in collector markets. In uncirculated MS65 red condition, the coin may be worth $5 to $15, with Denver examples occasionally pushing higher values due to better strike quality. Where this coin gets interesting is in its error types, particularly due to the zinc core. Plating bubbles are a common occurrence and are often considered post-mint damage. However, major plating blisters or flakes that affect the visual integrity of the coin and are dramatic enough can be collectible, particularly if verified. And slabbed. Off-center strikes and broad strikes are also known for 1989 cents. A broad-struck 1989 penny without a defined rim can sell for $15 to $40. An off-center strike with a full date and 10 to 20% misalignment can bring between $25 and $75, depending on how dramatic the error is and the coin's condition. Die cracks, rim cuts, and struck-through errors are among the other varieties collectors pursue. A coin struck through grease may have missing letters or faint designs, making it appear like a ghostly or shadow version of itself. These types of errors, especially when dramatic, can command prices from $10 to over $100. Interestingly, due to the coin's modern age and massive production, the 1989 cent is also favored by young or beginner collectors who are just getting into roll hunting. It's still easy to find in circulation, and the thin copper plating means errors are visually interesting and more accessible to identify without magnification. From a historical standpoint, The 1989 Lincoln cent marks a full transition into modern minting. It reflects advancements in technology, cost efficiency, and materials, and the enduring image of Lincoln's legacy. It's also one of the last cents before the 1990 change, when the AM spacing in America would become a focal point. In later collectible varieties, like the wide AM and close AM types of the 1990s. In conclusion, both the 196 for D and the 1989 Lincoln cents offer incredible opportunities for collectors. The 1964 D carries rich American history, strong copper composition, and fascinating RPM varieties, while the 1989 cent offers modern zinc-era possibilities, high mintage appeal, and is a great starting point for new hobbyists. Each coin tells a different chapter of America's story, one from the heart of the Cold War era, and the other from the edge of a new digital age, and both are waiting to be discovered in your spare change. Thanks for joining us on this exciting episode of NT Coins World. If you've come across a 196 for D or 1989 Lincoln cent with an error, unique toning, or in pristine condition, drop your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our weekly coin deep dives. Keep collecting, keep searching, and always stay curious, because the next coin in your hand could be a hidden gem.